spoiler warning for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. What up, everyone? Trueble here, and I gotta take back what I said. I gotta take it back. For those who've been keeping up with the podcast, which I should recommend you check out, you may have heard that I haven't been too crazy for Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't think it was gonna be it was gonna be good. I thought it was gonna be kind of rushed. Basically, it would still be a good game, but it'd be like Miles Morales Spider-Man, very samey. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I was gonna make a video about why I thought Tears of the Kingdom was gonna be bad, and I never ended up posting it. I didn't even work on it because I just figured I'll give it some time. I'll let it see. I don't want to just shit talk a game for no reason. It came out, I want to say, a week after. I picked it up, $70, and I was like, listen, that's the only game I'll probably ever get for $70, and this better be worth it. Ooh, it was worth it. It was so worth it. Oh my god. Tears of the Kingdom, probably the best Switch game. Like, hands down, the best game made for this hardware, period, and I think I will die on that hill. Oh my god, that game. It's just impressive that a game like that is on Switch, first off. I just, so many reasons why I think that game is amazing. I just kind of want to talk about it for a bit, because, one, I was talking a lot of negative, so I feel like this is my way of making up for that, and two, I have been playing that nonstop. It's honestly becoming a problem. I'm playing that game too much. So for one, Breath of the Wild 1, amazing game, came out when Switch came out. I even Let's Played it. That's how much I loved it. Wasn't perfect though. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that game was perfect. No game, in my opinion, is perfect. But it was a really good game, but there are some things I'd fix about it. And like every issue I had with that game, they fixed it. They literally made like every aspect of Breath of the Wild that I disliked, it is gone now. It's gone. It's completely gone. And like just the small little things, right? The small little things, all you need. Here, prime example. Quick select, right? You want to see like what your weapon class is now? There you go. Has a little icon for it. Just those little icons. All I need. 20 times better when it's dealing with the swords. On top of that, there's so much gear. And they all felt kind of samey, in my opinion. It was just different strength, different class, whatever. Now with the fuse mechanic, you can apply so many different properties. No two weapons are the same anymore. It's amazing. You can get a full set of the same kind of sword. Fuse it with something else, with a spiked wall, a rock, a rocket, a fan, a flamethrower. They all have different properties, all different things. They have different durabilities now. Like, oh my, it's so good. It's so good. I love the mechanic so much. Speaking of the rocket, I love I'm gonna butcher this. Zoni device. I'm gonna just say Zonai. I don't know. The machinery. I think that's an amazing part of this game. The build. I feel like I'm very creative. And I like not solving puzzles as they're intended and just cutting as many trees as I can till I reach the point in which I can make a stick long enough to reach my destination. I like that. It's fun. To me, the thing that really gets me with the devices at the very least is how, like, you can put them all together, do some crazy thing. You can make any kind of vehicle at this point, and you can fuse it with your gear, and they get their own properties. And then if you put it on a bow, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. It's so well implemented. It's so well thought out. I didn't think that this game had what, 5 years development, 4 years development. It's so amazing. Um, God, I was like, I just like got lost in thought. The map. One of my A lot of people had this big issue of if you went off beat, like off the main track, you might find a shrine or two, a Korok or two. It felt kind of barren at points. I feel like they kind of went away with that in the sense that there's now a ton of things scattered throughout. One, there's a ton of like, oh, go build something here, build something there, whatever. But now there's a ton of like little, not really quests, but like little activities you can that pop up all the time. You can do those. At certain points, once you get further in the game, there's like a little stand to sell your gems, your bulb frog gems. Get stuff that randomly shows up. It's always a treat when you find it. But like and there's also all the crevices, the gaps, whatever you want to call them, the craters into the depths, and those are all over the place. And on top of that, if you go off the beaten path, you will get beaten instead, as there's now level scaling of some sort. Before, it definitely felt like once you left the Great Plateau, back in the original Breath of the Wild, you never really had a need to go back there, because guess what? The enemies there were just standard bokoblins. There wasn't anything too great. Now, your starting area can now spawn with silver bokoblins the further you get and the stronger Link becomes. And I think that is an absolute amazing mechanic, because it makes the game so much more difficult. Well, not really difficult, because you'd be strong enough to deal with them, but it just makes it so going back to old places isn't just like, I'll just walk past the enemies. Like, no, the enemies are still always going to be a threat to some degree now, and I think that's amazing. It's so good, oh my god. Speaking of enemies, oh, I love the new enemies, some of the new enemies, oh my god, like the dragons, the freaking dragons that show up all over the place, they're terrifying, I love that. And then the returning bosses, bro. Goma? You know, the thing from Ocarina of Time's first temple? Welcome back, my friend. Oh, you're going to the desert? What? I haven't seen these things since Majora's Mask. Oh my god. Like, you thought the deep cuts were there in the original Breath of the Wild, and they somehow still were pulling out stuff for Tears of the Kingdom. And on top of that, some of the best references came from the amiibo. Guess what you don't need amiibo for now? Tears of the Kingdom. You can get all amiibo content without amiibo. For someone who has to pay 10 extra bucks for that, that's cheaper than actually buying just like a single amiibo. Appreciated. And I'm excited for your DLC. I really hope there's DLC like the first game. I didn't buy the first game's DLC because I just didn't. But I will for the second one. And let me tell you, I am so excited for this game. Like getting lost and just like thinking about all the fun things. The story's also great. Let me just say things in terms of it being a sequel to a game. It's phenomenal. But if you just didn't play Breath of the Wild or Age of I really love the characters of like Yunobu and Sidon. But I feel like a lot of that comes from me delving so much into the story when Age of the Calamity come out, and then going back and experiencing some parts of Breath of the Wild. That definitely like really attached me to some of these characters. But if you didn't play either of those games, you could still enjoy Tears of the Kingdom. And sure, there's a reference here or there, but like, if you didn't know better, it wouldn't matter to you. It's so well written, in my opinion, the story. And while yes, I do find it a bit weird how, like, the Divine Beast are just gone. And the throwaway lines of explanation of, like, oh yeah, all the old towers, we took those down and salvaged them to make the new towers. Okay. The different shrines, I'll bat an eye. I'll let it slide. Some of the changes I'll let slide for the sake of it's another. They can only try so much to try and explain away everything. They also, but I loved the abilities you got Breath of the Wild. God, I don't remember. Mipha's Grace, Rivali's Gale, the other two. I want to say Urbosa's Rage, but that doesn't sound right. What was the Goron's name? Daruk? Was it Daruk? I want to say it's Daruk. But after getting after getting two of them, it definitely felt really strong. Like they felt really overpowered when using them. The new version of that, your little buddies, your friends that join you, which I love them, by the way. I just love how you could just have little companions with you now. Well, yes, they're kind of useless like Kingdom Hearts partners. I like having friends around. When they help, it's actually helpful. And their abilities aren't as busted, in my opinion. They feel balanced. They feel a lot more balanced, and I've seen people complaining online. The only good one is the Wind Sage. That's the only good ability because it's just forward facing Rivali's Gale or whatever. Yes, for traversal, yes. The answer is yes. I have found so many uses for Siding Yunobu. I'm gonna be honest. I never use. What is it, like lightning on a bow? It's so situational. It has I've used it a couple of times. It has its merits, so I'm not gonna say it's trash, but I definitely find myself when I have the opportunity using them and finding fun ways of implementing that into gameplay and specifically combat, which I never really did with the first game, in my opinion. Well, intentionally at the very least. Speaking of compared to the first game, maybe I am just stupid and I just play that game wrong. It definitely felt, though, like certain aspects of unlockables, quest, etc., definitely felt harder to reach. It definitely feels a lot more user-friendly, a lot, there's your objective. There's your objective. Oh, you want more gear? These are easy ways to get some. These are quests where clearly telling you your reward is gear. You're not just doing this and then, oh shoot, that's my reward is the gear, without really knowing or anything. Like, a lot of those aspects of Breath of the Wild 1 that I was just like, why would I know to do this thing? Why would I want to do this thing for so-and-so reward? A lot of that feels mitigated here, and I find that amazing. Oh my god, I'm just like, when I think about it, I'm just so shocked at how well of a game they made. We've genuinely, like, the base of Breath of the Wild, they took that and they just made something better, and I'm impressed. I am impressed. And then I want to go back. The map of Breath of the Wild is huge. It's one of the biggest in, like, all of, like, open world gaming. It's crazy. They added layers. They added layers to it. There's the depths. One of my favorite features they added to a Zelda game. As someone who hated, like, the underground cave segments of Pikmin 2, I was honestly a little concerned when I first saw the depths. I love it. It's take the main overworld of Hyrule, turn off the lights, go at it. Like, everything's harder. It's generally like just a built-in, like, challenge mode, is exploring that on your own. and I absolutely love it. And then you can go into the sky now, like Skyloft, like it's Skyward Sword, and then they're all interconnected too. So there's a lot of like, oh shoot, let me use my ability to just like swim through the ceiling. Oh look, I'm on the surface now. And there's a ton of secrets hidden between all of them. Challenges. I know there was the Goron story quest. You had to go into the depths from the overworld. You had to go in through the volcano, which was really cool in my opinion, to reach the temples, and dungeons are back. My first, like, sitting down in like a first Zelda game, like really experiencing it, was Breath of the Wild. But going back and playing old ones, I really do love the dungeons. I really think they were all made, as the ones I played at the very least, were made really well. Maybe not as subjective. Tears of the Kingdom's dungeons. Maybe it's because of my way of going about puzzle solving, which is eventually you'll make the thing, and you're gonna get to the end. If a monkey's at a typewriter long enough, it's gonna write something from Shakespeare. So like, it'll happen. But they are good. They are good in my opinion. And a lot of the side quests are also like a lot like they explain more, seem simpler, then you do it and you're just having fun doing it. Before, a part of me felt like it was a slog to do side quests because the rewards never felt worth it. But now that you know directly what the reward is at this point, at the same time, quests are just like every single quest you unlock like 2 more. It keeps going. It just keeps going, and the game like softly opens you with this, where it's like, oh, here's a quest. Here's your main story quest, and like, oh, yo, you should go this way. Like it directs you, and then oh, bam, all of this. It opens all this stuff up. And then a ton of features are clearly given to you, and you have to figure out aspects of it. You find Hestu very easily now when you get some Korok seeds. There you go. You can kind of put 2 and 2 together. Oh, what are all these energy cells for? Oh, I can upgrade my batteries right by like the main town. The Great Abandoned Mine. Clearly there's something of importance here. Oh, Great Plateau. There's a puzzle. Bam. Now I know why I am collecting these little spirits all over the depths. Something about it just flows so well in my opinion. And like, I figured all that's, at the very least, like, going to the Great Plateau, doing that puzzle, that's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people may not necessarily know, and they need to figure out why are they collecting these spirits, what are they used for. There's your clear answer. If you go exploring and have fun, and this game does that so well. Breath of the Wild was open world, but it definitely felt like to fully enjoy that game, you needed to play it kind of properly to really enjoy it. Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion, you don't need to follow anything to really enjoy it. Once you get past the opening, it is genuinely free real estate from there, because I feel like then you have such a grasp of what the game is trying to give you. You can just kind of go have fun. And the only issue I have with this game as of right now, I just hit my mic with my hand, ow, was the 5th stage quest, because it kind of was like, go explore the main like center area, and the map is just so big, that I thought that was stupid. And then like once you figure out, you're like, why would I have gone here? What is your connection? Your connection didn't really make sense to me, and it still doesn't. But besides that, I feel like everything else has been kind of like very simple to figure out. I've been ranting for so long at this point. Tears of the Kingdom, in my honest opinion, is a phenomenal game. Uses the Switch's hardware perfectly. Like, my fan roars, but it roars for a reason. They even, like, my Switch is so hot playing that game, but when I tell you that the load screens are faster than the original somehow, it's it's so good. It's such a good game. Oh my god, it's such a good game. I'd recommend Tears of the Kingdom. If you have a Switch, if you are a Switch owner, if you like Zelda, if you played Breath of the Wild 1 or Age of Calamity, get Tears of the Kingdom. You will have fun. I promise you that. Just play it. It's so good. Like, this style of game isn't really my type of game, but even as, I guess, like an outsider looking in almost, it's just so, pun not intended, breathtaking. Like, it is so impressive. Just experiencing it. It really is an experience. Like, you really do experience something playing it, and that's something that should be shared. So, those are my 2 cents on Tears of the Kingdom. This game is so much fun. I was gonna say that game, but I'm so close to picking up my Switch right now and playing it as I'm recording. It's so much fun. I recommend you play it. And if you want to hear me talk more about Tears of the Kingdom, by all means let me know. I will. I easily will. I could keep going if I wanted to, but I'll keep this one short. Anyway, thank y'all so much for listening to this. Please let me know if you want to hear more of my takes on games. And with that, have a lovely day, everyone.